Welcome to Divorces in North Carolina, Sandra Dinkins. What type of custody do you want? It's a topic that holds immense significance for parents and caregivers as it shapes the lives of children and families. In the realm of child custody, North Carolina law is both intricate and comprehensive, designed to protect the best interests of the child while balancing the rights and responsibilities of parents. From joint custody that encompasses both shared legal and physical custody, to full custody where one parent assumes the majority of responsibilities, the state's laws cater to a variety of family dynamics. Even the concept of visitation, that allows a non-custodial parent time with their child, is carefully regulated. Navigating these waters can be complex, but understanding these laws is crucial for the welfare of children and the peace of mind of parents. Now, let's delve into the different types of custody that exist in North Carolina. The first type of custody we're going to discuss is joint custody. Now, joint custody encompasses two subtypes: joint legal custody and shared physical custody. Let's break them down. Joint legal custody is about decision-making. It refers to both parents having an equal say in important aspects of their child's life. Whether it's about the child's education, medical care, religious upbringing, or dental needs, both parents have a voice. This does not mean they have to agree on everything, but they do need to collaborate and come to a consensus on these significant matters. Then we have shared physical custody, which is about the time spent with the child. This too has two subtypes: primary and secondary custody. Primary physical custody refers to the parent who spends the most time with the child, while secondary custody is for the parent who spends less time. Now, this doesn't mean that the parent with secondary custody is any less important or involved. In fact, sometimes the parent with primary custody may spend just as much time with the child as the one with secondary custody. This can be a flexible arrangement and is sometimes referred to as 50-50 or shared custody. If you are getting value from this video, please subscribe. Now, you might wonder, how is this decided? Well, it largely depends on the individual circumstances of the parents. Factors like work schedules, availability, and the child's needs all come into play. The goal is to ensure a balanced and stable environment for the child. However, it's crucial to remember that joint custody isn't about keeping score on who does what and when. It's about both parents contributing to the upbringing of their child in a meaningful way. It's about cooperation, understanding, and most importantly, putting the child's best interests at heart. Joint custody can be a flexible arrangement, but it's important to understand its nuances. It requires open communication, mutual respect, and the willingness to put personal differences aside for the sake of your child's well-being. Because in the end, it's not about what's convenient for the parents, but what's best for the child. Now, let's move on to full custody. Full custody is a term that represents a unique parenting situation. In this scenario, one parent is granted the authority to make all significant decisions relating to the child's life. This could range from educational choices to healthcare decisions and even religious matters. The parent with full custody also spends a substantial amount of time with the child, usually 90% or more. The other parent in this arrangement may be given limited time with the child. This could be a few hours on special holidays, or perhaps even supervised visitation. It's important to note, though, that full custody doesn't mean the other parent is entirely out of the picture. They still have a role to play, albeit a smaller one. However, it's not all black and white. Full custody is a complex matter, and it's not awarded lightly. In fact, in North Carolina, it's quite rare for a parent to be granted full custody. Courts in North Carolina, like in most places, tend to favor arrangements that allow both parents to maintain meaningful relationships with their children. Full custody is typically awarded in situations where the child's safety or well-being may be at risk with one of the parents. So, if you're a parent contemplating full custody, it's crucial to understand what it really means. It's not about winning or losing, or about getting back at your ex-spouse. It's about what's best for your child. It's about providing a stable, loving, and nurturing environment for your child to grow and thrive in. It's about putting your child's needs, safety, and happiness above everything else. While full custody might sound appealing to some, it's important to remember that the child's best interests are always paramount. It's not about what we want as parents, but about what our children need. In the end, that's what truly matters, and that's what we, as responsible and caring parents, should always strive for. Next up is visitation. This term refers to the scheduled time that a non-custodial parent gets to spend with their child. This arrangement typically takes place when one parent no longer lives with the child, but still wishes to play an active role in their life. Visitation can occur 1 or 2 days a week, over the weekends, or even during specific holidays. It's a way to ensure that the child maintains a strong bond with both parents, despite any changes in living arrangements. The purpose of visitation is not just to provide the non-custodial parent with a chance to spend time with their child, but it's also crucial for the child's emotional well-being. It allows them to feel loved and supported by both parents, regardless of the circumstances. Remember, the ultimate goal here is to do what's best for the child, and maintaining strong relationships with both parents is a key part of that. Visitation allows the non-custodial parent to maintain a relationship with their child, even if they do not live together. Now that you understand the types of custody, how do you choose the right one for your situation? The answer to this question is multifaceted and requires a thorough examination of your unique circumstances. One of the first things to consider is your motivation for wanting a particular type of custody. If you're seeking full custody simply to reduce child support payments or to cause distress to your spouse, it's essential to reassess your motives. Remember, the primary focus should always be the best interests of the child. Divorce can be a traumatic experience for both adults and children. Amidst this emotional turmoil, it's crucial to maintain a clear perspective on what's best for the kids. For instance, if one parent's work schedule is demanding, or if they're frequently away due to military service, joint custody may not be the most practical choice. The child's well-being, stability, and day-to-day care should be at the forefront of any custody decision. Next, consider your work schedule and lifestyle. Is joint custody feasible, or would it cause more harm than good? If a parent can only see their kids on special holidays or during summer vacation, is that arrangement in the child's best interest? Consider the implications of lengthy absences, especially in the context of the child's age, emotional needs, and daily routines. It's also worth noting that full custody might not be as attainable as you think, particularly in North Carolina. The courts tend to favor arrangements that allow for shared responsibilities and regular contact with both parents, unless there are extenuating circumstances. To navigate these complex issues, it may be beneficial to keep custody discussions out of the court system whenever possible. Focusing on negotiation rather than litigation can help to reduce conflict and foster a more cooperative co-parenting environment. In conclusion, choosing the right type of custody requires careful consideration of many factors, not just your personal preferences. It's about finding the balance that best supports your child's happiness, development, and security in this new chapter of their life. Let's summarize what we've learned about child custody laws in North Carolina. We've explored the different types of custody, each with its own unique parameters and considerations. We started with joint custody, which is subdivided into joint legal and shared physical custody. Joint legal custody pertains to who has the final say on major decisions impacting a child's life, such as medical, religious, academic, and dental choices. Shared physical custody, on the other hand, refers to the arrangement where both parents split their time with the child, either in a primary or secondary capacity. Next, we delved into full custody. This is when one parent assumes all major decision-making responsibilities and spends 90% or more of their time with the child. The other parent may have limited time or supervised visitation during special holidays. However, it's important to note that full custody is quite rare in North Carolina. Then, we discussed visitation, a term referring to the time allocated to the parent who doesn't live with the child, but is granted periodic overnights or weekend visits. While these custody types provide a framework, the choice ultimately depends on the unique circumstances of each family. Parents must consider not just their personal desires or convenience, but primarily what's in the best interest of their children. Factors such as work schedules, living conditions, and the emotional needs of the children are all integral to this decision. One of the most valuable pieces of advice for parents is to keep custody matters out of the courts as much as possible, focusing on negotiation rather than litigation. It's also beneficial to have open discussions about how to best care for the children amidst the changes brought about by divorce or separation. Understanding child custody laws is crucial for parents navigating divorce or separation. Remember, the child's well-being is always the top priority.